Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, comic book fan. I've got another top 5 video for you. This time around, it's the top 5 1990s gimmick covers. Now, I grew up reading comics first in the early 90s, and I remember the golden age of the gimmick cover. Did they help bankrupt the industry? Why, yes, they did. But they were also amazing. So I'm going to present to you a bunch of these kind of weird, fun gimmick covers. Now, I don't have examples of everything, and there's been some that are really crazy, but I'm going to mention these. Honorable mentions, first of all, the silver ink style of cover. You can't see it too well, but you can kind of see it there. Catwoman, and then the number 0, so this is Catwoman number 0 from 1994, has some silver ink. This was the 0 Hour event from DC Comics. So, okay, there was that. There was also Fate, the character you've never heard of again, the beginning of tomorrow. But also there's the silver ink on the cover. Okay. Superboy had their own one just like this. And, silver ink on the top. Nothing too over the top, but it was like sort of like a prelude of what is to come in the world of these gimmick covers. Okay, DC was not the only one that was doing it. Here's from Topps Comics. Yes, they were the ones behind the baseball cards and stuff, and they also had cards. And this was actually a Jack Kirby creation. You can see the silver ink in various parts of the cover. Not very visible, but okay, that's that. Now, here's what Marvel did. They had this, it's much more obvious here. You can see the silver ink on this Amazing Spider-Man Super Special, Planet of the Symbiotes number 1. So it's much more visible there. Now, what they also did with this cover was a flip cover, and then you can also kind of see the silver ink in this cover. That's the Scarlet Spider. Okay, they had a number 2. This was Spider-Man, Planet of the Symbiotes. Okay, Spider-Man Super Special. This is also kind of hard to see, but there's like not a silver, but there's a red ink. There's a special process in the red ink. It's there. It's easier to see in person. It's not as obvious as the silver ink, but that has a flip cover as well. So that's a couple of honorable mentions with silver ink. All right, next up here, we've got a bunch of this style, the die-cut cover style. So here we have Superman, number 687. Superman in Action Comics number 687. This is the reign of the Superman. The reign of the Superman. After Superman was killed by Doomsday, there's a bunch of Supermen that came back from the grave, and these have a cutout. This is actually cut out into the cardboard stock so that you can see something behind it. I'll open it up in a moment. So Superman had, Action Comics had one. Man of Steel had it also, so die cut to see something behind it. And then Superman, the new Superman series number 78, had it as well. And then the Adventures of Superman. So these were all die cut. Let me open one example just to show you what that was all about. Let's start off over here with this one. So all of these are in the form of a die cut, and then you see here, I believe his name is the Eradicator. This is, this is the Last Son of Krypton poster, Man of Tomorrow, and a Superboy. So they're all like this. They open up, die cut, and it shows something cool. Well, besides that, Marvel had their own sort of version as well. This is sort of the same thing. This is die cut. You can see through it. This is Spectacular Spider-Man number 223. So let's take a look inside briefly. And we get this die cut where the cover is cardboard and it's cut through and you see something through it. Now, this was during the whole clone saga, so this is kind of like best forgotten. But look at that amazing die cut cover. And then we've got Fantastic Four number 387. So this is this is kind of two things at once actually. This is another gimmick that I'll get to a little bit later, the shiny stuff. But this is also cut out right here where the Invisible Woman is floating through. Let's see what that looks like. You open it up, it's die cut, but wait a minute. Oh, look at this. They're dead, Johnny and Ben. I saw them die. But that's me. So different invisible womans through different timelines and stuff. And yeah, it's cut out through the cover right there. Plus it also has the shiny effect, which I'll get to later. Okay, die cut. And then last example here is from a publisher, Continuity Comics. Theirs is a little bit different in that the edge of the comic is completely cut instead of it being a square corners. It's got cut throughout the whole thing, the edge of Crazy Man's profile. Looking at this one, it is that this is a different kind of a die cut, pretty creative, and the whole comic has the character's profile cut through. Now, this was nice high-quality paper compared to Marvel and DC at the time, but this is a long-extinct publisher, and they had a few other kinds of gimmicks, and this was one of them. So the die-cut cover is number 5. Number 4, foil. This is one of the ones that really defines the 90s for me, I think. So you see all of these various colors of foil in a variety of comics. This is Wolverine and Gambit, number 1. So you got some gold there. Number 2, you have it up on the top over here, some blue. Over here, Savage Betrayal. This is cool. Gambit's playing card all shredded up, nice and foily. And over here we have it up on the name of the comic. Okay, then we've got it even more obvious in other books. So here is just a lot of red foil in the title and behind, Doctor Strange here. This is the Secret Defenders' first unbelievable issue. And you got all of this foil. This looks best when you see it in person, but you can see some of the reflection there. You can kind of see the tripod. So foily, I love it. Okay, here's one that I really love. Spider-Man 2099 number 1. This was this classic border that they used in all of their 2099 titles. And it's just got some red foil with this interesting futuristic pattern. And it reflects everything. Nice. There was also a bunch of other 2099s. There was Punisher, Hulk, etc. The example here is X-Men 2099. There's actually a gold version, which is pretty rare and valuable. And this one is the classic blue. Okay, Starjammers. This is us, from the pages of X-Men. You've never heard of them. But this one has beautiful silver foil behind everything, behind the main characters. Over here, they toned it down just for the title, the logo. Notice how my hand reflects on it. Cool. And over here, they did it to this sort of creature statue. Okay, foily, shiny and everything. Then they went back to like the full foil. A lot of gold foil on that. Okay, Iron Man. This works great on Iron Man. Iron Man 288. A lot of silver foil on this cover. Gold version over here. So we have, War Machine over here. And the classic sort of 90s red and gold Iron Man. And then look at that gold logo. Storm had a limited series. And here we've got, it's kind of interesting on this one. It's foil, but it's also debossed. It's like cut into, to some degree, into the cardstock cover. You can see that a little bit there. They didn't really do it over here, but you see all of that mirrored finish back there. I love that. I'm a sucker for this. That's why I'm doing this video. Red foil behind everything. This is Rachel and Terry Dodson art. And then green, nice. It's nice that the different colors stand out. Gambit's limited series, same sort of thing. Gold on black looks nice. Now this one's different than the other ones. From what I could see, they called this speckled foil. It reflects a lot of different colors. Notice that's picking up really nice in the camera. Actually, I'm surprised. It's capturing the light really well in really nice rainbow tones. You see it behind the X-Men logo, and then on Onslaught. This is looking really nice. X-Men number 50, I believe. This is a variant of a variant, the speckled foil instead of just, the regular foil. So this is number 4, foil covers. This is the holofoil style. It's like foil, but also holographic. You see here Web of Spider-Man number 100, introducing the all-new, all-daring spider armor. It only lasted 1 issue. But anyway, this is foil. See the green foil in the back, but then look at those webs appearing in a near holographic way. So this is a holofoil. Then we've got, okay, the Death of Clark Kent, Superman, number 100. And here we have, again, foil, but then holofoil, actually. Holographics foil, I believe was the technical name. And it's just it creates a lot of colors when it reaches the light just right. So foil plus, holograms. You see some other examples over here. You've got this, okay, so X Factor number 106. You can definitely see it here. Foil and then this sort of like cool techno computer thing sort of pattern, and then it reflects on the light really nice. And that's the holographics. Okay, you see a great example on this one, Uncanny X-Men number 300. Background has the X-Men symbol. It's in silver foil, but look at how it catches the rainbows of light as you tilt it in different perspectives, and it kind of gives them a 3-dimensional look because they're behind the characters, and when you move it around like that, it looks amazing. Next up, Doctor Strange. This one's perfect. So Doctor Strange, this is Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme number 50, and right here, look at his power. He has come to bargain, and what his bargain gives him is holographics. Okay, now this one's amazing because look at that. It moves. It actually kind of rotates and moves around. This is, I think, one of the best example of this holographics style. It's just freaking beautiful. Okay, then there's a whole series of X-Men books that have, look at that, that's so over the top. X-Force number whatever, Rob Liefeld version, and it's just so over the top. Look at that. Now this is also a double gatefold poster, which I'll get to in a moment. Then we have, this is the same issue, but that's the Rob Liefeld one, and this is the regular cover. And on here, it's not that impressive. It's just up at the top there, anniversary issue. Okay, fine. Over here is Cable's version. All of the X-Men titles had this same treatment here. They had the holographics, foiling, and oh my God, Cable, look at that. That's freaking amazing. Plus a double gatefold. And over here again, not as impressive. It's just at the top over there. And then one of my favorite ones here. This is Humberto Ramos art, I believe. And let's like that. Okay, well, not only did these have like some sort of foil, but it also had this. It's a wraparound, but actually it's a gatefold, double gatefold, which is not going to fit on my camera. But look at that. Oh my God, so over the top. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets, a double gatefold, and then all of that holographics. Oh my God, it's so over the top. And then this epic panorama, Storm and Colossus and Wolverine versus others. And this is just so over the top. Thick cardboard, and you really get a sense of that foiling there. And all of these X-Men books at that time had this treatment. So they're all sort of the same. If I were to open these others, it's the same thing. It's going to have 4 sheets plus the foil. That's amazing. So I wanted to do the holographics gimmick. Okay, number 2, we have chromium. Now, with this one, X Nation 2099, number 1, it to me looks like it's a version of foil. But when I looked it up, a lot of sources were calling it chrome. So maybe it's a different sort of thing. But okay, there's that. Now, here's the real one. So number 2 is chromium style. This is just so over the top. It's like somewhat embossed, but also like really shiny and luminous. This is Turok, Dinosaur Hunter number 1 from Valiant. They also had silver embossed up here at the top. That is foil embossed here at the top plus chromium. Okay, so they might not have had the budget to do it really right, but then when we look at these over here for Marvel, these are the complete chromium effect. Catching it in the light, there's like texture. It's very luminous, very bright. This is a acetate sort of plastic cover. It's not even paper, and it's like punched into the plastic. That was Sabretooth. Over here is Geomancer from Valiant. Okay, then they got the budget to do it right. Number 1. Same sort of thing. I think it looks way better in person in this case. Can we zoom in? You can see it a little bit. These textures, look at his glasses, and it's sort of like foil, but it's on a plastic type of paper, not even cardboard. Okay, Razor, same sort of thing here. This is really a sight to behold in real life, and you get a lot of shininess. The back also has that effect. You can kind of see it in the skull. This is the chromium style. Here we see Generation X. It's like nice. It's just stands out and it feels heavier. And here we have the classic X-Men Alpha and Omega. I don't have the big, expensive, valuable gold one. I just have the silver one. But here you see these textures. Look at how it catches my reflection of my hand, and it's just beautiful with some of these characters. And it's a thick, heavy plastic acetate sort of thing. We see it here as well. X-Men Omega. This is when things got really messed up in the timeline. Okay, this one's interesting. This is Spider-Man Maximum Clonage. This also has the acetate style chromium, but this one's interesting. Watch, let me open this one. Okay, so even the back has that treatment. And okay, cool, but look at this. If you open it up, it actually has a cover on top of a cover, and then we have this. We have Kane and Scarlet Spider, and that's not just my camera being really, really reflective. It's like that's just a big old burst. And what we have here is this see-through acetate, kind of like a film cell or an animation cell, and you've got Spider-Man and a lot of clone stuff happening. You can feel a texture here. This is kind of really weird and interesting. Spider-Man Maximum Clonage Alpha. And lastly, we've got, DC wanted to get in on this as well. Same thing here. This is a plastic cover. It's embossed. It's really shiny. Superman number 82, part of the reign of the Supermen, and really nice. So I picked chromium as number 2. One more honorable mention. I've got examples here, only 3 of them, but I've got 3 examples of a really cool concept as well. Let's see if I can get it on camera. This is the glow in the dark covers. Now these work by exposing the covers to light. They've got a color activated feature. So I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to expose this to light, and then I'm going to change my setting right here and cut the lights. And oh, look at that. Let me try that one more time. Okay, so I am going to expose everything really, really exposed. Then I'm going to blast it with some light and then turn it off. And whoa, look at that. It's fading really fast. So let's do the next one. Same sort of thing here. I'm going to expose this to a lot of light. And then I'm going to bring it over here and turn off the light. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Daredevil. These still, like, you can't see it on the camera anymore, really, but these are still nice and bright in the darkness. And this one I'm about to show here. Okay, so this last one, Superman, number 123. So again, I'm going to expose it to the light, and then I'm going to cut the light really fast, and then you're going to see Superman. Whoa! Glow in the dark. These are so freaking amazing. I love these. So when you read your comic in the dark, you will really enjoy it. Let's see it one more time. Kind of get all the power of the light. Sorry that it's so bright. I've got to do it so that then I can do this. Amazing. So honorable mention, glow in the dark covers. Lastly, number 1 top gimmick cover of the 90s is holograms. So these are some beautiful examples from X-Men number 75. Here we go, catching the light. Okay, there's Wolverine. Can I get it on this side? There we go, Wolverine hologram. This is from the Fatal Attractions storyline. Looks nice. These, again, when you catch the light perfectly, they are gorgeous. Continuing Fatal Attractions. Okay, there's Gambit. Oh, so beautiful. I love this. Look at that, the 3-dimensional sculpt. This is just beautiful. I'm in love with these. And then here we have Havoc. That's Havoc, I believe, right? Just so amazing. Look at that. Is he kind of flipping around too? I just noticed that. And then, okay, Marvel wasn't the only one that did it. Here we have another continuity. Cyber Rad. You never heard of this before, but this is a beautiful hologram. Let's catch the light right here. This is like a mech shooting at the main character, and even the lasers, and it's just bouncing off his head, I guess. And when you catch this in the light, it's just the most gorgeous thing, and it reminds you that, wow, the 90s were amazing. Yes, these gimmick covers did cause the downfall of comics civilization, but who cares? I love this. Look at that. It's perfect right there. I'm catching it so perfectly. What else? Okay, these are the ones that, like, give me the feels. Amazing Spider-Man number 365, the 30th anniversary of Spider-Man. These beautiful hologram covers, cut into the cover. This is the classic Amazing Fantasy 15 pose. This is an earlier hologram compared to these others, I believe, so it's not as three-dimensional. I'm having a hard time catching it just right, but that was always the problem with holograms. Ooh, this one's nice. So Spectacular Spider-Man, actually, from that distance, I think we can appreciate it a little bit better. You can really see the three-dimensional sculpture that these were made from, and there's like this beautiful starry sky in Spider-Man's web shooter. This is the Web of Spider-Man version. Spider-Man on the rooftop. Gorgeous. Then we've got Spider-Man, which originally started as the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man series. So you see here, the thing about holograms is, they're kind of multicolored. All the colors of the rainbow, sort of, but nothing quite like true color. And these were silver. Now, I also have second print gold hologram for one of these. So you can see just the silver hologram there, and then the gold hologram here. Looks really nice. So second print from November. Now, I didn't know these even existed back in the day. These other ones, I've had them since the 90s. This was 1992, so I've had these over 25 years. This one, I just got it like last week because I didn't even know it existed. So now I need to go get the gold versions of all of these. And then lastly, okay, hologram technology got better and better. And here's one, Wolverine number 100. This one is not like a sculpture, it's a drawing, but you see different things at different perspectives. And I think the color is also nicer. So you see Wolverine over here, but then at another perspective, you see his adamantium skeleton. Do you see that right there? So poor Wolverine, always missing his adamantium. I think we can catch it over here. So yeah, look at that. Those colors are nice. Just catching it at the right place, and you will be instantly sold on why this is the #1 Gimmick cover. These are just gorgeous. This is what defined my first generation of comic fandom. These Gimmick covers of the 90s. So there you go. That's my top 5 Gimmick covers. I picked a bunch of different sorts of things. They're all amazing in their own way. They came out at a time when there was like a glut of things, so nothing actually is worth very much at all. More for the nostalgia and that sort of thing. So that's fine. I have them on my collection. They bring back a lot of feelings, and these are just amazing. Well, if you like this video, don't forget to like, to comment, tell me what you liked about the gimmicks. There's plenty that I missed. There's like Eclipso, that cover of Eclipso where he's actually holding a little plastic gem. I don't have an example to show you. There's another example of like the bullet hole infamous cover that it's got a bullet hole right through it. There's the Tyvek indestructible cover. There's still others that I missed, but these are the ones that I have in my collection that I wanted to show you. So if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. Head on over to patreon.com. You get a lot of great free content, but at the $1 tier, you get even more. At the $2 tier, I will actually send you some vintage comics. I think it's worth it. Well, this has been VM Campos, and I'll see you back in the 90s.